I'm already over this crap, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brett. It is episode 835 of Pop Culture Crisis. Frankly, I find technical difficulties to be maybe the most annoying thing in the entire world. But we are live, and I'm here with my co-host. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Crisis Actors. It's Mary. I'm already seeing in the chat.
Shut up, chat.
How many technical difficulties can one podcast have?
Oh,
why are they late? Is Mary drunk on margaritas
they are
again?
fucking banned, okay? I don't care if we're 15 seconds in. Banned!
Wow. I do not take kindly to this. We return every day to this studio to provide you with nourishing content.
Turning this crap around. We're out of here.
And this is the thanks we get. Anyway, Tate is here. This isn't a good look for us, but...
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm Tate. I think it's my fault because I keep running over the wires with my chair.
It is not your fault.
Be.
So I think I'm destroying
I
the
need
studio.
someone to blame, so that works perfectly.
Yeah.
This has to do with, who cares?
It doesn't matter. We have a 20 from Weary Traveler saying late, tomato, tomato, tomato.
You know what? Just for that, every podcast now starts at 3:02. From here on out, every podcast starts at 3:02, and any minute you get sooner than that, I want 100 thank yous from all of you. If we start at 3 o'clock on the dot, you better thank me for starting the stream early. From here on out, 3:02. Yeah. Guys, with all of that being said, hit the like button on this video to make up for the fact that the stream is exactly 60 seconds late today. And subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here yet already, especially if you were over there watching on Rumble. If you are new here, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We are growing every day. We're going to catch up to our 360,000 subscribers on YouTube any day.
Now on Rumble.
1.5.
So we only have... 358,000 to go.
We can do it.
We can do it, guys.
We can do it. Guys, we have a bunch of stuff to get into today. So what are we talking about? Mary wants to talk about Firefest 2.0, except for this time, instead of music fans, it's BookTok fans. It's people who like reading weird-ass shit on BookTok.
I think this is a micro genre of content that I'm just really into, like failed events.
Yes.
And why it happened and who is to blame.
Everybody loved the Wonka one from last year.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
The Afghanistan withdrawal was a big deal.
That was a big deal.
I was just reflecting on TanaCon the other day.
That is true.
And here we are with more and more examples.
So we are going to talk about the failure of yet another launched event. Frankly, I think we need to start putting into place some type of like certification if you want to host an event or something with all of these failed things going on. Not that I'm one for more government, but maybe we need to put some certifications in place. We'll talk about that. Speaking of certifications, you could get by Streamer University from Cenat. That's right.
Right, we're going to be going through the application process today together. Cenat has launched the official Streamer University for all of his fans to learn how to be like him. And I want to be Cenat when I grow up, so we're going to put in our application together.
So we're going to talk about that, and then if you can hear that right now, that is Mary blistering with excitement because we're going to look at bad slam poetry.
Blistering with excitement. I've never heard that turn of phrase before.
I could say blustering with excitement, but you're not blustering.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to be reacting to slam poetry content because I guess this is just my vanity project for the day.
Yep.
This is something that I've been plagued with in my algorithm for a while now, so I feel like, just imposing it on all of you.
If you guys are wondering about a Superman trailer review, I did record one earlier. That one will be going up in the morning. We also are going to be talking about Riri Williams. If you guys don't know who Riri Williams is, she was a character created by Marvel in 2016 by Brian Michael Bendis, part of All New All Marvel, and they wanted to create her as one of the many different race and gender swap characters to replace, traditionally white male heroes. Remember, they brought in Jane Foster to replace Thor. They brought in Sam Wilson, of course, to replace Captain America, Miles Morales, Kamala Khan. Part of that whole genre, except for she was there to replace Iron Man. And then in 2020, they announced a Ironheart series starring Riri Williams. She then later appeared in Wakanda Forever, in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. And since then, it's pretty much been radio silence, but we did just get the first trailer for this show, and we are going to watch it, and we are going to review it. Or at least says I'm going to laugh at it. But let's
Her
first...
character, by the way, in Wakanda Forever was really obnoxious from what I recall. I didn't retain much from watching Wakanda Forever, especially because I didn't watch the first Black Panther movie. But I do remember her character being quite obnoxious, especially compared to Shuri, who was really endearing.
Yes, she was. I'm going to read a little bit of the synopsis and the information first so you guys have a little bit of background going into this. So it says... so they're talking about the characters. They say the character kicks off with Riri Williams being tasked with using her genius to escape from a classic death trap elevator. They talk about some of the characters that are in it. They mention that she first played Ironheart, that's Dominique Thorne, in 2022's Black Panther Wakanda Forever. As an MIT student who had figured out a way to search for vibranium in the ocean, Williams became an important figure for the brewing conflict between Wakanda and the underground kingdom that, of course, they talked about in the movie. And this show takes place after the events of the 2022 sequel. While she made her first appearance in Black Panther, Ironheart is a spin-off of Iron Man, and Williams recently told Empire about how she got to talk to Robert Downey Jr., who personally endorsed her taking up the mantle. And the second you hear people talking about taking up mantles, you know that people are going to get annoyed because they don't want mantles to be taken up. They want the original characters to be played by actors that look like the original character. That's what they want.
She said, Robert Downey Jr. and I spoke just after we wrapped Ironheart, and he shared very lovely words about my journey. He told me how excited he was and that he's rooting for it too. I got 2 thumbs up. It's really reassuring to know you're not embarrassing Iron Man.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think there's any world where he's like, nah, I'm Iron Man. Fuck y'all.
Especially because he's working with Marvel again on... his own new character.
Yes. Of course, there are significant differences between Iron Man and Ironheart. For one, of course, Riri Williams has to work her genius without the massive financial resources Tony Stark. So she's privileged.
A scholar.
He's privileged. So let's go ahead. Let's watch the trailer, and then we'll talk a little bit about it here, ladies and gentlemen. Also, remember, from executive producer means exactly nothing.
So Ryan Coogler is just paying for this to get made, and that doesn't mean that he has any creative control.
He also, we're going to watch a clip of him. He kind of put his stamp of approval on it. People are saying that's actually lowering his credibility to put a positive stamp on this, but let's continue.
Hello? For real?
Welcome, Riri. In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Oh, what is this?
Your interview. You'll suffocate and die unless you break into the device on the floor, where you will find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
Riri Williams was a genius. So you in or out?
I love the cape.
Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
important.
Iconic.
It's a brand new...
I can give you the tools to help you carry out your vision. But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable things to get it done. What will you do, Riri?
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
You know nothing
something about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much bigger than that.
This is wild. A shady bunker.
My bunker's not shady. Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
That was the most Marvel joke ever that's ever marveled before.
The sign's right behind me, isn't it?
That was the most Marvel joke
Those
ever.
aren't raisins.
Look,
Yeah.
this is a product of Marvel before they realized everything that went wrong after Endgame. So this was announced in 2020 and was supposed to be out years ago, long before Kang even got canceled.
Was it announced pre or post COVID 2020?
Right in the middle of COVID. So like this, it was like at the end of 2020.
All right.
So this was something that was supposed to be part of this all new line of Marvel that they thought was going to carry them into the 2020s with like Shang-Chi and the Eternals, Miss Marvel, Echo, Agatha,
all the
of
shit
these,
that everyone hates.
all the
basically.
stuff that nobody likes or cares about. And the other thing is like, look, guys, they're giving this episode 3 episodes to start. They're just dumping 6 total. So like, the only way this could be worse is if they just dumped it all at once, like Echo. But instead, what they did is they're releasing 3 episodes all at one time. And then you've got 3 weeks in this. So they want to get this thing off the platform or like off the spreadsheet as quickly as possible. Because right after that, this comes out on June 24th. Right after that is Fantastic Four. And they want you to they want to get this done with so that you can forget all about it before you get to Fantastic Four. Now, I do want to say, I don't know much about the actress, but I do feel a little bit bad that she's been kind of set up to fail. I hope she was paid well because there's no way this is going to lead to anything substantive from Marvel. Nobody's going to care. Everyone's going to move right on and she's going to get dunked on by the internet. But that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way these things go.
I don't think I've seen anything about Dominique Thorne that would lead me to believe she is the problem here. It's definitely Marvel. But the question of Ryan Coogler being involved came up, and does that convince people to go watch it? Because he's had this huge success with Sinners. I think it's over $200 million at this point. And does his name being attached to it have the chance to save its credibility?
They did the same thing kind of when, not that I'm putting these on the same scale, but when Man of Steel was announced, they're like, from executive producer Christopher Nolan, they're like, hey, remember him? He made those Batman movies you liked. Say what you want about those movies that Zack Snyder made, but they were using Nolan's credibility to bolster that film. He did have stuff to say here, so let's watch this clip quick.
I got into Marvel as a kid, going to comic book shops. I was really big on X-Men and all of the offshoots, like X-Factor and Wolverine. When Ironheart came out, I remember the buzz around the industry. I was really excited. In 2016, Brian Michael Bendis, a really famous creative in the comic book world, created a character, Riri Williams.
She, if I remember correctly, she stole the tech from Tony Stark.
In the story, in the original
comic story. If I remember, again, I didn't read it, but I remember people talking about it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy.
Well, she's wearing a big Iron Man suit. So, look, you can
a lot of people believe
she can create her own suit all she wants, but if a guy shows up who can draw energy from the sun and he has a big differently shaped S on his chest, they're going to think of him as Superman.
But in the comic book, Riri and Tony had a friendship. He was kind of advising her, and eventually she got her own identity as Ironheart.
Yes, that's the mantle passing that everybody hates.
Really exciting for me, bringing that character into the MCU and Wakanda forever.
The story of Ironheart is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
They're trying. Come on. They're trying so hard, right? You just know they have notes. They're like, everybody hates this shit. We have to address it in the trailer.
It's really about her proving herself and achieving her own legacy.
I'm very excited to get a heavy-hitting introduction.
It was really great to have Ryan as an executive producer. He really helped with the storytelling of Ironheart. The comic books and Wakanda Forever did a really great job of laying a backstory for Riri and her origin story. In our series, we're telling the story of what happens the days after Wakanda in the formative years of the superhero.
What's cool about her is she's a bit disruptive.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna be small, but I refuse.
Which really sets her apart than our show.
You might be a hero after all.
I love how this story takes Riri on a totally new journey. I want to build something undeniable, something iconic.
Riri, I see you, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
That line alone was like, I can't.
Well, the iconic line was more cringe for me.
The wanting to be acknowledged part, because that's what they always talk about. That in these shows, they need women characters need to be like verbally validated by male characters. Like you're like, and people who don't necessarily watch these types of movies understand what you're talking about. When you bring in a new character, the whole point is to like give them material that allows you to show the audience why they matter, not just have the main character be like, you matter. And it's like, it's kind of an offshoot of how, like, instead of just assuming the audience knows or is paying attention, they would show flashbacks in scenes because they think the audience is too stupid to remember something that happened 10 minutes earlier. They think you're too stupid to understand that she's good at what she does. Therefore, they need to bring in characters that, you know, have a certain level of credibility and say, you matter, which is why they get Iron Man or they get Robert Downey Jr. to say that. And you just know he's like, what is he like? What was he supposed to say? Like, actually, I'm Iron Man. Like, no.
Actually, you don't matter.
Yeah.
Well, what was a prior example of that though? Yeah. With a female hero. Because I haven't watched all of them, but like
in Marvel, it would be Kamala Khan in Captain Marvel. They did this a lot with Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In the chat, so he says, I feel the chat just hates, I'm sorry, I don't know this. It looks like Trip Wolf. I feel the chat just hates art. This isn't bad. Madam Web was bad. It's not going to be as good as Iron Man or other big ones, but for a minor character, the trailer is all right. Okay. I don't know if I would agree. I would say that it's formulaic at best for the Marvel formula, and I think the problem is that it's indicative of something they were trying 3 to 5 years ago that has proven to be unsuccessful for them. I would have rather they did a Shang-Chi show. Like, they're going to be supposedly making another Shang-Chi movie. I would have rather they did another show with Shang-Chi.
Didn't that underperform?
Yes, I mean.
So why would they? That would be a bad move.
It performed average.
Then I wanted to mention Christian Toto wrote a little piece about the trailer saying the nagging problem is that Ironheart went into production during Disney's woke era, which they're trying to put behind them. The public is exhausted by a brand of storytelling that cares more about identity politics than ripping yarns. Dominique Thorne's iconic line in the trailer suggests another girl boss heroine, the kind audiences have tuned out in recent years. Yeah. The teen female tech expert is already an exhausted trope, and the name of Ryan Coogler could convince skeptical consumers to give it a shot. And again, if Disney actually believed that Ryan Coogler's name was going to sell this, they wouldn't have dropped 3 episodes at one time and then gotten it off the schedule as quickly as possible, in my personal opinion. So it's going to be airing for what? I guess a total weeks? So it'll be 3 episodes at once, and then I guess 3 weeks after that, by the time it's done, you'll be leading up into Fantastic Four. It's not going to get renewed, obviously. I don't think. I mean, these things are never even made to be renewed. They're made as like one-offs, and then if it does well enough, look, they've got their own problems. Echo. Nobody watched it. Miss Marvel. And if we're talking about the gold standard for those characters, as much as people didn't care for the show, the actress who plays Miss Marvel is the best actor, like is the most endearing actor working at Marvel right now. And if they had built more of the film universe around her, I think they would have had a better chance because she has an infectious energy. She loves the properties and she loves the character. And most of the time when these actors talk about taking on Marvel roles, you know that it's because they want the money. Yeah. They're like, oh, I always wanted to play this character. No, you wanted the money, and that's fine, but don't lie about it. But look, I spoke highly of Agatha, but that doesn't mean that I think that anybody wants to watch Agatha all along in any actual numbers. Like, that's literally just me. I'm a psychopath, and I didn't even finish it. I don't want to look at Catherine Hahn's naked butt. Honestly.
But seeing Catherine Hahn do snarky yell, maybe in a world where every female character is snarky, she has a wit about her snark that is actually enjoyable.
You know what could have saved this show before it even came out? If they added Keke Palmer to the cast.
Yeah.
And she can just kind of be one of the supporting characters. Like, she can be Riri's friend who just has, like, quippy one-liners.
Yeah.
She can insert the snark.
I'm over it. So, all right, guys, let us know what you think if you enjoyed the trailer. Look, for all we know, this will end up being a huge success. But if I was to guess, I don't know what Marvel does, because Daredevil Born Again, which everybody was clamoring for, didn't do great numbers either. Maybe the sad fact is that nobody cares about superheroes on TV, at least not in the numbers that they expect them to. Maybe you can only really make this stuff work at the theaters, but their New Avengers opened to $76 million and then made $30 million in its following weekends. So it's just bad all around.
It feels like the move that they're going for is releasing these shows on Disney Plus, planning for them to do poorly.
Kinda.
Just as a brand growth lever.
Yeah.
You know?
They want to hold on to the IP.
Like, the plan for releasing it was never for it to blow up in popularity.
Well, I mean, maybe if they had gotten it done sooner.
Yeah.
But again, this was all tied to like Kang.
But the strikes, though. Yeah. The strikes happened, and then everything went off the rails.
So let us know, guys. Also, stay tuned because we will have a Superman. I have a Superman review that's going to be coming out tomorrow as well. So, all right, let's move on.
A delusional millennial TikToker recently posted her rant about the woes of dating in San Francisco. And her main complaint is with the men, of course, not with herself or any of her female friends. Men are the problem, and the main problem with them is that they're not normal and they can't hold a conversation.
What does that mean, not normal?
I mean, I would guess that the men in San Francisco are kind of weird, but you live in San Francisco, so I don't know what you expected.
Mm-hmm.
But let's hear her out and hear what she had to say. This massively blew up on X.
All right, here we go.
If you're a man in your 30s and you're single and you live in New York or San Francisco, please stay. Everyone else can swipe up. Great, now that I have the attention of the people that I need, I have a question for you. So we are in our 30s. See, there's a group of us. We're all single. I would say all my friends are pretty much like 9 out of 10. Great in all sorts of ways.
Mm-hmm. They're all of her and her friends. They're all 9 out of 10.
Hot, stunning, beautiful, great personality, and great jobs. But single as a Pringle. And a lot of us think that the men in New York are just ex.
I've never taken just a single Pringle out of a can, just as an aside.
No Pringles are single.
Right.
Exponentially better. But then on TikTok, it's like New York men are equally as bad as SF men. But here's the problem with men. They feel really one note. Everyone is a software engineer. Everyone's in tech. Everyone's like quite vanilla. They don't really have high or any EQ. And like the conversations just feel like I am going to pluck my eyeballs out. It's either like these men want to get married tomorrow or like don't know how to date. And it's just like, well, where's the normal people? The normal men. So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments, but I am curious. Are the men in New York better? Is this true? And if so, what are the pros and cons of dating in either of those cities? It's just been unsuccessful, for lack of better words. It's been a minus out here. And as someone who's lived in many cities, I lived in Boston, Chicago, Kansas City, LA, I feel like there should be like the biggest, highest percentage of success in SF. But it's been the opposite. So tell me more.
Okay.
So she was
There's a lot to unpack.
The target audience for this was those specific men in their 30s.
But she told them to swipe up.
No, everyone else is supposed to swipe up.
Oh,
so
okay.
she wants the men in their 30s who are single, who are in the dating pool, to explain what's wrong with them. Essentially, she's asking them, why do you suck so much?
God, they're all
First of all,
they're all just software engineers and doctors, and
they all like want to get married tomorrow.
And they all want to like commit and spend the rest of their lives with another person. What the?
I was under the impression that the main complaint for women in the dating world is that men don't want to commit. So what's with this new complaint that they want to commit too hard? Tate, maybe you can enlighten us about what are the pros or cons of New York.
Well, if you're a man and you're single, you should move to New York. 'Cause the ratio there is ridiculous. San Francisco is the complete opposite problem. Like she says she's a 9 out of 10, and everyone in the chat's like, no, she's not. I'm like, if you know anything about San Francisco, she's probably a 9 or 10 because it's like a den of jackals over there. It's rough. So, I mean, but flexing that you're a San Francisco 9, that's like being the best turd in a toilet. Like, let's be honest here.
Labeling yourself a 9 makes you less than a 9 inherently.
Wow.
If we're looking for somebody that you actually want to marry, and humility matters, labeling yourself a 9 and actually vocalizing that to the world makes you an 8 at most.
Okay, but what if 2006 Adriana Lima said, I'm a 9? That would just be objectively true.
This lady
She's
is
10,
not a
really,
Victoria's Secret fashion model.
I'm just saying
she's in a sweatshirt.
I'm just saying on principle, if you are a 9 or a 10 and you know that you're a 9 or a 10, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with that.
I'm not using
like,
physical premise here. I'm using like
but
dating
her personality. She also, to be fair, she was saying like we all have like great personality. So
she also said we all have great jobs. Like maybe these men are having a problem with the fact, like if they're meeting men that want to get married now, are these men looking to get married to like another workaholic, in which case you're not even married, you're just living in the same place and then going to work?
Well, I think San Francisco is like a colony for nerds. Like you look through like colonial history and they would instruct the soldiers like, hey, do not take any local wives, whatever you do. For nerds, it's the same idea. As when you go to San Francisco, it's like, hey, you're a nerd, you move to San Francisco, do not take a local wife. You're in there to work and then you're coming back home. You're coming back to St. Louis with your Stanford sweatshirt.
So that's news to me. You're saying that there's a higher ratio of women to men in New York City?
Yeah, it's bad.
Is it because they're
Sex
all
in the City.
transplants? Like they're all these women who moved there?
They all saw Sex in the City.
It's probably the highest density of laptop jobs in the world. Like New York,
I see.
When you watch the movies, you think it's like Patrick Bateman. It's like, you know, the Wall Street. Wall Street's dead. You go down to Lower Manhattan, it's dead. Like even the restaurants, they've all closed down. It's a ghost town. It's mostly women in Midtown East, doing their thing. But there's not that many men that go around. They're all doing everything else.
San Francisco, on the other hand, you would guess is a higher ratio of men compared to
there's
women.
Probably like 20
in
women in San Francisco. There's probably 20 women under 30 in San Francisco.
52% female, 48% male, 90 males.
In New York?
But if you weighted it by income, you're going to see a huge discrepancy.
They're all the high-earning software engineers, as she said.
I've been looking for one of these laptop jobs for years. Nobody can point me in the direction.
So, okay, they either want to get married tomorrow, which means they're too commitment-oriented, or they just don't know how to conduct themselves on a date, which means they're socially inept. I could have guessed that men in the software engineering field in San Francisco are socially inept. I don't know what she was expecting, but most of the responses were saying your friends aren't 9s and neither are you. That's the issue. Another one more charitably put it, I think something a lot of women don't realize is that men/potential love interests don't look at you through the same lens that you and your friends see each other.
Men and women both have this problem when they're like looking at themselves. It's kind of like when we had the discussion about men working out and men said this is what women want and women say that's not what we want.
And they're like, you're lying.
Yeah. Like men and women both have a divide in how they perceive themselves. I think that's just a side effect of that type of introspection.
I think like growing up, you were always told like women are desperate for a ring and men were like, you know, like, oh, whatever, I can find a girl whenever I want. My experience has been the complete opposite, is that it's the men really want to get married and settle down, and the women, for the most part,
they can have it all.
They know they have options, and that's just the way society's structured. So, yeah, when you see videos like this, that really hits home that that thing you were told growing up is not the case anymore. I mean, obviously there's exceptions.
It was at one point.
Up until probably very recently.
I can't make sense of that because there are so many women who say that they ended up in these forever girlfriend situations or situationships, but more so the forever girlfriend scenario where the guy is like, oh, like one day, like I'm not ready. And they wait around for that ring for like sometimes even a decade at a time before breaking it off. Right. And that story is so common, it leads me to believe that the commitment phobia is on both sides.
I think this is gonna sound rough, but I think it's true. I think it's also there's a class element, because like when I worked like for an auto parts store, every guy that worked there had a girlfriend for 15, 20 years, and then when I got like an office job, a white collar job, the men were either single or married, and the men that were single are like, I want to get married really quickly. So I think like there's some sort of filter occurring once you move up the income. Not saying I was making much money, but the people I was working with were. I think there's some sort of income filter that like filters out different mindsets.
So like a higher income man would be more oriented toward commitment?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, usually I thought it
yeah.
was the opposite now, because it's like when you got a lot of money, you're terrified of getting married because you're worried that you're going to lose your money. But if you're both poor, you're like, we can get married. Who cares?
Yeah, I think it's like an older guy thing to like be really concerned about getting screwed into divorce. Like young guys, there's literally two paths. There's either like, I want my life to be like The Notebook, or I want to be Andrew Tate. Where with older guys, there's just this kind of like unspoken, yeah, oh, she's gonna take half my money, so I'm not gonna get married. But
they've like gone through a divorce
or
already.
they've gone, or their buddies have gone through it. With young guys, we haven't seen that. Maybe it's naivety. I don't know.
She's talking about, they're men who are already established in their careers and have that domain of their life completely established and secured. So that means they're ready for, they consider themselves ready for marriage and ready for commitment, more than maybe guys in other cities, or younger guys, or guys who are not established in their careers yet.
Well, there's something to be said too. Like a lot of, you hear, especially like in Christian circles, and I used to kind of roll my eyes, but I think it's actually true, is there is something to be said of getting married before you have anything and then building your life together, rather than like, you know, okay, I got my career settled, now I'm ready to get married. I think it makes things more complicated. There's more moving parts, and yeah. So people used to always give that advice, and I would kind of roll my eyes like, yeah, sure. But then now that I'm actually seeing my generation start to find success in their careers, and they're having more trouble finding partners than my friends that are bums.
So
it is what it is.
The average age for first marriage for men, I love that it always has to be prefaced now by first marriage.
Yeah.
Remember when they used the term starter marriage? The average age for first marriage for men in the United States as of 2024 was 30.2 years old, while for women it is 28.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have guessed higher, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you know, sounds about right. Like we'll always talk about the extreme ends of the scale.
Well, that's another thing. If you weighted it by income, I would imagine like 60K and up, they're probably like mid 30s, early to mid 30s.
Yeah. See, that's why the laptop jobs. I've never I go on Indeed, I look up laptop job, nothing comes up. It's crazy. It's
I went and looked into this girl's platform on TikTok, and she calls herself Advice Before Bed, and says that she's Gen Z.
Women are so good at branding. I'm sorry. Women are inherently on social media are so good at branding.
She brands herself as Gen Z's big sister who gives advice.
Before bed.
I'm not hearing a lot of advice. I'm hearing more complaints. But she posted a follow-up to all of the backlash that she got on the original video and defended herself and her friend group and why she rated them 9s and 10s.
Listen, I will never ever post another TikTok about dating. I think I'm learning more and more that to put yourself out there, you really need thick skin if you're talking about a subject like dating, because it's so sensitive. And I just want to clarify, I never said I was a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. And my bar for my friends being 9s out of 10s, sure, personally, my opinion is that they're beautiful. I think they're beautiful in and out for a variety of reasons. And a lot of it is tied to how emotionally mature my friends are, how not toxic they are. Like seeing the TikTok videos of women being toxic, men being toxic, I want to surround myself with people who are not that. So for people to come out here and just attack me, one, I'm human. You and I, we are made of the same types of fibers, ligaments, bones, muscle, and tissue. Why do you have to be so mean and cruel? And I get it. I posted it. So I was welcoming this type of negative feedback, but I will never be posting things like this again. And two, karma. Also three, whatever you're putting out there, you attract back. So and the other thing is, I only take criticism truthfully from people that I respect, people that I admire, people that I want to.
That's not true. Otherwise, she wouldn't stop making the videos.
Yeah, exactly.
If she meant that, she would have just said I'm going to keep making these videos because F y'all.
Yeah.
Because it's founded on something valid. So for people like you, name 6959, just as an example, I just think, one, you're extremely rude, extremely cruel, and I don't think you have to be out here just roasting people that you don't know. What do you get out of this? Like, what? You feel good going to bed because you hurt someone else's feelings?
I hate to say it, but
what?
He got exactly what he wanted out of it because you made a follow-up video referencing him specifically. If somebody says something that really gets to you, the best thing that you could ever do is to just ignore it completely because kind of paradoxically, as much as you say that the criticisms of random people don't actually matter, what matters to them more than anything is just to get any reaction out of you. They don't really care whether it's a good reaction or a bad reaction.
Yeah, she should have just stood on business if she really felt that strongly about her original point.
Just don't read the comments.
It's just funny because, you know, this is a prime example of you can dish it out but not take it. She was providing negative feedback for all of the men in her city, saying they're the problem.
What was it? She said EQ?
Yeah, they're not empathetic enough. They don't have emotional intelligence.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Emotional? Okay.
Yeah, empathy quotient is EQ.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My gosh. Sorry.
So she's basically saying that they're all weirdos who have no feelings, who can't hold a conversation. As true or false as that may be, you were the one who started saying that, you know, they're the problem, and me and all my friends, we're not the problem and we're perfect. And then someone, you know, gives it back to you with the same energy, and you cannot receive the criticism, and you're saying you're just a meanie jerk face.
Look, Rick C is in the chat with us every day roasting us, and every day I tip my cap to Rick C in the chat as he says something negative about us. You got to just learn to deal with it, or if you can't, just don't read it. Like, literally, it costs, you know when they say it costs nothing to be kind? It costs nothing to not read the comments either. Just
it also costs nothing to be a jerk in the comments.
And that's the cheat code they don't tell you.
It's true.
It's actually cheaper to be a jerk.
I just see, my heart just goes out for people that are in their 30s and are still single because it looks like Vietnam, honestly. This is bad.
The last copter out of sight.
Because you're in the city, you get like this, you get girl boss, like condescending, da-da-da-da. And then you go to the rural areas and it looks like Genghis Khan ran through the place. So it's like you can't win either way. So if you're in your 30s and you're single, like, I don't know, maybe the passport.
Rick, you know, you have to go play pickleball in your local
join a run club.
Yeah, can you jog? Do you have any running shoes?
And join a running club.
Gosh.
And yeah, that's all.
Could you imagine your like only thing that you could carry your bloodline on depends on your like mile time?
We have a 20.
It's like I'm stuck back here with the 20 miles.
Jose Quintana said, "Happy Wednesday, Ghost Empress. You were right regarding Keke Palmer. I believe Palmer should have taken the lead role as she is a more compelling actor. It is raining in New York City right now. I'm melting. Long live PCC. It's raining here too. Very gloomy outside.
It's supposed to rain for like the next week.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
Imagine that you were gonna find love, but your run club is canceled because it's fucking raining out.
Keke
what are you
Palmer,
gonna do?
Didn't get the role because she's probably aged out of the role, but she has a better. Yeah, I think she would have the charisma.
Yeah, but she's too old
to take
for
it
that.
on. She would be
She's
too old for the role.
She can't play young inventor. She'd have to play middle-aged inventor or slightly above middle or below middle-aged inventor.
It's just funny because these types of TikToks, at least one of them, probably more than one, make the rounds on all the platforms at least once a week. And it's just the latest battle in the never-ending gender wars.
You'll never stop. Well, I mean, it's because all of these types of discussions were never meant to be seen by everybody. This was meant to be shared with her cat friends, drinking wine in their apartment, and sharing it with one another. This wasn't supposed to be shared with the public.
Well, and you see here who picked it up, Murray Hill guy. This is the New York burnerverse. These are the most cutthroat gentlemen on planet Earth. So if your video gets passed around in these circles, that you probably should just, you know, seek witness protection program.
I genuinely hope that things work out for them, but they need to get more realistic.
I mean, the other option I would have said is like she's like New York, LA, Boston. I was like, so how about someplace not like somewhere where a terrorist attack isn't possible?
Try Lexington.
Pick a place where Osama bin Laden
She
didn't.
said Kansas City. There was one place that she lived.
Every other place that she mentioned was on like an Osama bin Laden wish list. Like, pick some place where they don't make movies or procedural television shows about.
Try Reno, and if you're still single after a year, then I believe you.
Well, no, they made Reno 911. You can't do that either.
Say do Jacksonville.
You know
if you're single after Jacksonville for a year, you know what? Maybe you're the problem.
Maybe these chicks need to date Gen Z guys.
No, please don't.
Maybe that's the solution.
Please don't. Millennials, don't pass this on to
She's
us.
talking about EQ, and the Gen Z men are the ones that are going to bring out the what was it?
They're lover boys.
Oh my.
Haven't you heard?
I mean, they do want their sugar mamas anyway. So
it's true.
There you go.
Right.
All right. What would you guys like to see? Cringe or cute of the day? Not that that wasn't cringe.
We have a lot of cringe coming up. Let's just start off with the cringe.
Okay, we'll get it over with here. All right, make sure I pulled it up here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. We already did a segment on this interview.
I thought we were done with this, but I hadn't seen this clip yet. It was one of the worst.
Okay.
I'm doing yet. My business hasn't gotten traction yet. No one's picked up my book proposal yet.
Yes.
I haven't found my soulmate yet. Everything is yet.
The power of yet.
The power of yet.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's like the case hasn't been dropped yet.
The chick across from Meghan Markle is a billionaire, by the way.
Billion with a B.
Yeah.
With a B.
I don't know what she's complaining about.
I still haven't showered yet.
I mean, maybe that's why she looks so smarmy when she's saying it. She's like,
my business hasn't gained traction yet.
She's like, I haven't made 10 billion yet.
The power of yet.
If that doesn't sound like the most annoying book from a from a female founder you've ever heard, you just know that I bet you if you Googled it right now, there is somebody has written a book called The Power of Yet.
Oh yeah.
I bet you that exists.
The subtle power of not giving a yet.
Yes, Yeti, the cup company, should the power of Yeti.
Serious opportunity here.
All right. Hold, please.
Thank you. First crisis party. Tate's dancing. Finally, someone who will dance.
Absolutely. Well, I've been working on the whisk. Have you seen the whisk? It's taken over.
What's that?
Well, I haven't mastered it yet, so I can't debut it yet. But the whisk, it's like, if
Well,
you're in the chat,
to demonstrate.
No, I literally like it's like complex. Like people are rating each other on.
Is it about matcha?
It's like a salsa.
Do you have to like whisk the matcha?
No, it's like a salsa dance, and it's my entire Instagram feed is filled with whisk. So I've been working on it in the mirror.
The power of yet is a concept popularized by Carol Dweck that reframes challenges and setbacks as opportunities for future success by adding the word yet to self-limiting statements. I can't do this. Someone with a growth mindset would say, I can't do this yet.
So someone actually did write a book on that.
It looks as if this already exists.
And it
The
was a
power of
woman.
yet, helping students develop a growth mindset. Janelle Monáe did a Sesame Street segment called The Power of Yet.
Wow.
That's great.
There's nothing new under the sun.
This is going to be distributed on Death Row.
It's much like I
haven't been pardoned yet.
I haven't had my last meal.
They didn't find the body yet.
The point being that whoever wrote that book is likely appearing at one of the 10,000 women's summits that are going on right now, because no matter where you are in the world, there is a women's summit going on somewhere right this second.
Check your local non-denom church. There will be the power of yet seminar happening.
Yes.
All right. Let's do cute of the day and make up for that horrible clip.
Goodness.
Meghan Markle is undefeated. All right. This one is from Ellen Thompson.
Oh,
No quotes. Just
wow.
No comment necessary.
Yeah.
No comment necessary.
Oh, their little tails.
They're very cute.
Aww.
No comment is a little like they're in a box.
Yeah.
Photos are a little grainy.
Do you get cute aggression?
I don't know what that
means. Yeah, that's like what's it
You just want to squeeze it to death.
What's it called when women have their kid and then they like get mad at it?
What?
Yeah.
Shaken baby
postpartum
syndrome?
postpartum depression. Isn't that the same thing?
Shaken baby syndrome is very different than postpartum depression.
No. We were saying cuteness aggression.
Cute aggression is
That's
like
like the
when
same thing.
when you see a cute little kitten, you just want to like squeeze it to death.
So that sounds like postpartum depression. That's scary.
That sounds like something.
Like I could just eat you up.
I feel like there's been at least one Lifetime movie made about this.
Yeah.
That's how I just felt looking at the litter.
I just want to eat you up.
We have a 20. Jose Quintana said, I await my Gongo merch any day now. However, I feel compelled to do more for the Gonganese. I won't feel complete until I can walk where their feet have walked. Empress Overlord Tate, I seek your wisdom. Long live PCC. We're not doing mission trips to the Gongo quite yet. That's the power of yet. Yeah. That's actually
the power of yet. Yeah.
The power of yet in action.
I think they should be sending missionaries here. They're really fulfilled people. So.
All right, let's go ahead and get started then.
BookTok sells itself as a community on TikTok for people who have a passion for reading. But in reality, it's actually a community of homely, usually overweight, bespectacled women who have a passion for reading erotica novels. And sometimes, because we live in a culture with no shame anymore, they decide to meet up with each other to share among their common interests. This was an event tailored for those women called the A Million Lives Book Festival. It was now, obviously branded as an event where you could show up in ball regalia and commune with fellow book talkers, and you could meet the authors of your favorite fantasy novels that have smut in them, and drink wine and have the night you'll never forget. But in reality, it is now being dubbed the Fyre Festival 2.0 of BookTok, because it was not what it sold itself to be. You showed up and you end up in this big fluorescent lit empty room in a convention center with no food, and
literally this is what my wedding would be if it was left to me. like me and Olivia,
just like in some guy's garage.
We're all going through the process right now. There's 10 million decisions, and I just think like if this wedding was left to me, it would
end up
my
being,
wedding would be the Fyre Festival of weddings. If I was
people
put
huddled
in
around a
charge.
burning trash can. Like.
God, nobody left me in charge.
Yeah, and empty tables. You only had like a paid bar. There not only were a bunch of attendees who were scammed out of their money. This was $250 per ticket.
Damn.
But also,
so I'm charging to go to my wedding.
A group of authors were invited under the claim that they would have their hotel rooms comped, and that was not true either. The authors were told that there would be over 600 people showing up to the event, and in reality, there were only about 30 people that showed up. And this is not the first of its kind. There was another one around Bridgerton, a Bridgerton event in Detroit last year that ended up being a similar disaster. There was also, of course, the AI-generated Willy Wonka experience in Glasgow that ended up being a scam for the parents.
So much so that the people involved in that ended up going viral and like built careers off of it. The employees, the sad employee lady.
So the last Book Talk was in Detroit. This Book Talk is in Baltimore.
Book Talk is a genre.
I know, but I'm just thinking like that should be the first red flag. They're sending you to Detroit or Baltimore for
right?
Like what are they gonna do?
Like I wouldn't go there for any reason.
It's like guys,
really.
Book Talk in Kabul next summer. You guys gotta be there.
What was promoted as an immersive gathering of hundreds of book lovers, authors, and publishers, and themed entertainment quickly devolved into what is being dubbed the Fyre Festival of BookTok. Organized by Archer Management, A Million Lives promised author panels, romantasy, cosplay meetups, a costume contest, a content creation room, a vendor hall stocked with new releases, and, of course, the ball to top it all off. People were going to be dancing all night.
Do you know what I think this is? This is a completely left field train of thought, but I think that what it is now is this new generation of people today grew up watching TV shows where stuff just happens, and they think that they can just announce something, and that room full of books to be sold, that's just going to appear there.
If you manifest hard enough, it will just materialize.
They don't realize they're like, oh crap, I gotta call vendors. I gotta call people to bring in like furniture and bookshelves. Like they assume that when you watch something on TV, it just happens. Like you only see the actual events in a TV show or a movie. You don't see. I want to see a movie that's just the boring parts of it's a cop show, but it's just the paperwork. It's never it's like and then the gunfight happened. It's just like, I want to see the gunfight. No, I want to see him driving to work, taking phone calls. Like nobody actually takes for granted. Everybody takes for granted all of the actual work that goes into making the world work.
This generation.
Well, I love how like the amenities they've described. They've just described Barnes and Noble. You could just go to Barnes, just wear a dress and go to Barnes and Noble. It's just, like I'm not going to Baltimore for this.
Were shockingly empty with some lazily thrown fake rose petals and books on them.
No!
Guests dressed for a ball of epic proportions and were disappointed as they idled in the room, which didn't even have the lights dimmed. So this one author who was invited to the event to have her own table there, Stephanie Combs, posted a video of the event in reality. And it was the ultimate,
Is
like,
this the first
book
one?
talk ball from Wish.
Okay, here we go. This one here. The music does cut, though, right?
Yeah.
Looks like they're there to vote.
Right? Looks like you showed up to a middle
primary,
school gym to vote in the primary election.
What is going on?
There was a second video posted,
I mean, props to the editor for the sound effects.
Right?
Yeah.
Another fantasy author posted a video from the event, Percy J.
Here we go. This one.
Yep.
To Jurassic Park.
Not the JBL speaker.
They didn't even have the full-size JBL speaker. And then there was a third
props to the content creators for turning this into viral content.
A cosplayer posted another video from the event and that she left early after seeing it.
What the hell? What the hell? What the hell?
I mean, that looks like dim the lights and put some decorations around
You're
the
not
corner.
selling it for me.
No.
What the hell on? What the hell Barry? What the hell Bergen? What the hell Bronte? What the hell Cyrus? What the hell Cyrus? What the hell Cyrus? What the hell Bronte?
Well, she's just a quitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I
Maybe it was
would've
gonna get good and she left.
I would have stayed, honestly, because it's just a new experience.
Yeah.
Why not?
This is awesome. This
Like, I'm out of here.
They trauma bonded together after they showed up and didn't get what they expected. It was just, a bunch of bookworms who don't normally leave the house. This was their social event of the year, maybe of the lifetime.
You would think.
And this is what they showed up to find.
I mean, you'd think that given the fact that they're all creatively minded people, they would have been excited to, like, deck that room out with, whatever they needed.
Another author blasted the festival as the worst event she had ever attended, saying she didn't make any money at the event, which was a huge blow to her as she was an independent author paying for her own table.
Damn.
Saying, I barely made enough to cover my fucking parking for 2 days in her TikTok. And it felt like the Fyre Fest of book festivals. Advertised as something really awesome, but the actual execution of it was horrible. We were told that there were more than 610 tickets sold. I did not see those people. And then they found out the woman behind Archer Management who put this all together, I guess didn't put it all together. Her name is Grace Willows, and she has now posted an apology looking absolutely insane.
Oh, no.
She looks like she could be Bella Ramsey's distant cousin.
Hi, everybody. I am wanting to issue a formal apology. I do understand that the ball tonight was not set up to standards. There were a lot of issues with getting set up, and it was not set up well. I want to apologize. If you would like a refund, please contact me, and I will issue a refund immediately.
Like you can hear the chatter in the background, like she's an hour into
She's
the event,
literally
she's already
still in the
apologizing.
event
Like
and
this sucks, guys.
apologizing.
She's like, I gotta get on this now.
What did you think was gonna happen?
That's brutal.
So now they've released a statement from Archer management saying that all of the attendees are going to get refunds by the end of the month because they were scammed. The Bridgerton ball was actually even worse from what it sounds like.
But how do you F this up in the age of irony? You just have to set up a ball called like the bad event. And it's literally this on purpose, and people will go simply for
like Gen Z would go to that for the irony.
For the irony of it. Like, how do you fuck that up?
But the Detroit Bridgerton ball was even worse. It said attendees resorted to sitting on the floor eating Kit Kats, and there was a stripper.
I have to address this comment. In the chat, Zach says she kind of looks like Michael Malice.
The organizer? Wait, I kind of saw
There's a little bit of Michael Malice in her there.
Maybe they're related. Okay. Who knows?
He would never sell you a bad Fyre Festival ticket.
Yeah. This is traumatizing.
So
truly.
this was DashCon in 2014.
Right. So like the first event that came to mind when I came across this story was DashCon. It's kind of the first infamous example of an event that was planned for people who are chronically online and then they showed up and it was a disaster. This was back in 2014, ancient history, and it was basically supposed to be for all of these Tumblr fandoms to commune and, you know, bond with each other over their interest in Doctor Who and Sherlock. And then they showed up and there was just a ball pit. Like, that's it. And it ended with the organizer, a 17-year-old, going around with a paper bag asking attendees for donations to make up the roughly $17,000 needed to keep the convention afloat.
Damn.
Now it's immortalized as one of the internet's most infamous failures. But here's the crazy part. They're bringing back DashCon.
Well, yeah, it's going to be way more successful
It was
now.
announced just in January this year that there is going to be a DashCon 2. I don't know if it's from the same organizer, but they say, according to the organizers, this one's going to be different. Well, okay. I mean, since you said it's going to be different, sure. I'm all in.
Well, I mean, now it's got a name attached to it. Its failure has become its biggest marketing.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome.
Its biggest marketing.
Right, like you show up to DashCon 2 and you'd almost be disappointed if it were an actual event.
I don't want it to look good. I want it to turn out badly.
It should be more like an art installation, you know?
Yeah.
And you can participate in it by pissing in the ball pit.
I was gonna say, wasn't that DashCon like they just had a singular ball pit? And
That was it. It was an empty room with a ball pit.
Yeah, but if you tell people that's what it's gonna be ahead of time, you're gonna get a different crowd, and it's gonna be amazing.
People will remember this young lady from the Wonka experience.
Just looking like she's having the time of her life.
She parlayed that into some like future event appearances and stuff like that. Right. So
I was in Glasgow recently, and I would ask locals about the WonkaCon,
Really?
and they would speak about it like it was 9/11. Like they're like, you could smell the death in the air. It was grim.
You know, I just
why can't people throw events anymore? Like, what happened?
Because it's a skill set.
The fellas can throw together an event. We can mobilize very quickly.
Who are the fellas?
Well, like this is a bit rough, but the you know the guy that went to the coffee shop where they wear like bikinis.
Oh, Bikini Beans, yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy came up and he was doing something he shouldn't have.
Right.
You know that story?
And then drove off and ended his
Within a
life.
week, there was like 150 guys that gathered for like a memorial service.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was like there was multiple protests.
That's insane.
So young guys, like when we're ready, we can mobilize pretty quickly. I think.
Well, 150 guys wouldn't have filled that
Here's
room.
the thing. If we lived in a sane society, the people who belong to the BookTok community would have enough shame that they don't even feel comfortable running to their own platforms to complain about getting scammed, because it's embarrassing enough that you bought a ticket to attend this event that is literally based on your shared interests in porn. That's literally what it is.
Maybe the reason it wasn't designed well is because they were going to put up decorations, but it was all like graphic images, and it's like, crap, we can't put any of that on the walls.
Right.
We'll get in trouble.
It's like I already rented the prom dress.
Yeah.
So
Just keep that shit to yourself. Don't try to make the BookTok
this is
festival
not the problem.
happen. It's never going to happen.
The problem here is that lady showed up to Comic-Con once and thought that everything just plopped down and just appeared there one day.
Like it unfolds like the state fair rides, you know?
Like, have you ever like looked at what a state fair looks like when it's being set up by everybody
awesome.
and there's thousands upon thousands of people?
Yeah, there's just like a 17-year-old hammered snapping out like a big ride together. It's awesome. There's no insurance. You just get on and
the carnivals, yeah.
Yeah. No one's an atheist on those rides. I'll say that.
Everybody who puts on an event has to at least should be forced to like go follow around somebody else who's had to put on an event so they can get an idea for the size and scope. And that whoever runs that like convention center should have been like, so do you have like any history of event planning? Like do you know? And be like, do you know what a vendor is? Do you know what like start using terminology to the industry,
right?
And like use it to question them. And if they don't know what that means, then you don't rent it out to them.
Now that I put it all into perspective, this makes TanaCon look like the event of the century.
Yeah.
You know, because their problem at TanaCon was that too many people showed up.
Yeah.
Like everyone wanted to go to TanaCon, and it could have been great. There was genuine interest in it, but for this, it's just nobody showed up because you're catering to people who don't leave their house.
Okay, so guys, just if you're gonna put on an event, hire an event planner. It's a good job.
Or
there's
don't.
websites.
If
with
your
people.
if your interest in your community is BookTok, literally don't do anything.
Just tell us ahead of time so we get the story first.
Okay. All right, let's do some super chats.
Shane H. Wilder said, "Happy Wednesday, Brett, Mary, and Tate. The PCC The Movie 2 trailer is coming along well. Epic voiceover track is laid down, and it should be out Monday.
I do like watching.
Does it have low bois?
Wow.
That will complete it.
I do like watching old movie trailers for old movie trailer guy who's since passed on. He's no longer with us.
Hiroshima Otaru said, "Where to ball pit at?" Yeah, the one thing that convention was missing was a ball pit.
I think about that sometime. Maybe you see that post that was going viral like 2 weeks ago. This guy, he has like one of those gas station hot dog makers.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, you can just buy things.
He has that like in his house.
Like in his house. Like I think about that with like the ball pit. Like whenever you drive by one, everyone's like, oh man, I can't wait to like when I have kids, we're gonna get them a ball pit for their birthday. I'm like, you could just buy them a ball pit.
Yeah.
Like if you've got like I got friends who got money. I'm like, you got money, just buy your kids a ball pit.
I have a friend, he has one of those ticket machines from the arcade where you put the tickets in and then it puts it on a card. He just bought one and he has it. He's just like, why not?
I mean, this is why millennials will never own houses.
Yeah.
Do kids these days go to Chuck E. Cheese? Is that a thing?
Yeah, but they switched
Casino?
up. The rat's on Ozempic now. He's really skinny and weird looking.
Really?
Yeah, oh, it's
They
sad.
made him skinny?
It's bad, yeah. Yeah, he's like superhuman looking.
Wow, I thought he was supposed to be like fat with corporate greed.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. There's also a guy on
downfall.
TikTok and he collects water fountains. So he shows and he has just like 80
Oh.
water fountains in his house. And they're all
Do they have soda in
They're all
them?
mounted and like they work.
He doesn't even
I
put
did
like
watch that
cool
one
drinks in
video
them?
where
I think
the
he
guy
just had issues.
There's like the one dude on TikTok who like took out his parents' sink and put in a water fountain while they were gone.
That's awesome.
Like,
if you get the one with the bottle fill, it's worth it. It's worth it.
Brian Bledsoe said, "Mary, what does 10 crisis parties get us today?" I don't know, a ball pit.
Yeah, I wish. See, when I think about that though, like you can just buy it. Like that's how I felt when I bought a mini fridge. I'm like,
Right.
bro, I can just put a fridge in my
Yeah,
room.
you're like, I'm such a delinquent.
Like, I'm not going out to the
I
kitchen.
bought a vacuum. Whoa.
No, because that's necessary.
Did you have a George Foreman?
I did not have a. I had a pizzazz pizza.
Rest in peace, George
Okay.
Foreman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sad.
Shane H. Wilder said 10 crisis parties keeps Mary from beating Brett.
Yes. Come on, guys.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it, but
Black, blue, and red.
You know
all
what the
over.
ultimate you can just buy things is buying a scarf.
really?
When you buy a scarf, you really feel like this is
Elite.
unnecessary.
Like, bro, I don't need this, but I want it.
I know. It's just every time you buy it, you just get such buyer's remorse.
But it seems unnecessary. It actually does make a difference.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wear a scarf.
I don't know. It's just that's when I picture that sort of philosophy, that's what I think of.
I mean,
This
that's
is
like
unnecessary.
When you bought the keffia, it just didn't hit the same.
It's so true.
I mean, you can just buy like the neck warmer. That's just it's that way. It's not like.
Or do you get the
about to
old
choke
head
you.
Bluetooth that goes around the neck?
No.
I want one of those so
In the
bad.
interest of fashion, get an actual scarf. Don't.
I can't do that because I wear like joggers every day, and I feel like that's required. Your pants should have a button on them if you're wearing a scarf. for
True,
guys.
true.
Like that's why I don't wear button-up shirts. Is like if my pants don't have a button, why would my shirt have a button?
I just pictured you in a trench coat, and I can't.
I have all sorts of
imagine.
I have all sorts of weird rules as far as like clothing, where you can't wear this with this or this with this. It has nothing to do with the color and everything to do with the type of material you wear.
Yorishima Otaru said in the comics, Riri gets her suit by stealing.
Yep.
Fact check.
Is her name actually Riri?
Riri.
Is her name Rihanna?
I assumed it was just Riri.
That's awesome.
All right, let's hold off on the rest. Let's move on.
Back in February, Kai Cenat promised his following that he was about to launch Streamers University so that he can enroll his fans and teach them how to do what he does and stream every day. And I thought that it was a joke at the time that he made this announcement. It was not a joke. He followed through, and he just posted the official promo for Streamers University, and applications are open. So for anyone who wants to chase clout out there, you have a huge opportunity to learn from the best.
Here we go.
I'm going to rent out a university over a course of a weekend. It'll be Streaming University, okay? I'm going to rent it out. I'm going to put out enrolls and applications of people to enroll into the university. No matter if you're big, no matter if you're a small streamer, you can stream the entire weekend. I will get dorms. Boys will have their own shit. Girls will have their own shit. I'm principal.
I love that his chair is held together by tape.
I'm gonna have my own.
Like, you should never complain, because if your parents are smart, they're watching you. They watch they know what content you're watching. You're like, Mom, I need a new gaming chair. Well, Kai Cenat streams with a with a chair held together by duct tape and wishes. Like, what do you need a new chair for?
Fraser's dad, he always had duct tape on his chair. Yeah.
Own office and all this types of shit, all right? I'm gonna try to find a PC company to collab with, give everyone PCs for the dorm and shit, so that they can do their setups. They can if you want to be a desktop nigga in your dorm and you want to have your desktop streams, so be it. If you want to be the nigga to be an IRL streams and shit, so be it. In terms of the classes and shit, for example, I would love to.
Why isn't it?
It's too good. Like they don't want us to give the secrets
away.
It
actually did just freeze.
Oh.
Science, Marco Robo, the professor for that day.
The video does in the
yeah.
And he's doing crazy experiments for everybody's stream. I would love to do shit like that. Say there's a financial class, Mr. Beast and that motherfucker. Like niggas is really streaming. Mr. Beast breaking down, asking questions. You be able to ask questions. You be able to ask about different shit. You feel me? That's what I want to do. Anybody who wants to enroll now, listen, all because you enroll don't mean you're going to make it. Some may be denied, and some may be able to go through. And you may have to re-enroll the next time, the next semester. You feel me? I already started to like get the ball rolling on that. I'm taking a hit, a big ass hit financially, but I don't care. If everybody gets to eat, that's fire. So.
Okay.
Are we going to see like the acceptance videos where the families crowd around the laptop?
Yeah.
Like, yes, I got in!
Everyone's crying.
I'm picturing like...
My safety school is Rice Gums University.
No, Hustlers University.
Yeah,
Hustler University is your
That's
safety
the Ivy.
school.
That's the Ivy.
It's next door to Mogwarts.
Yeah.
Where you learn how to look smacks.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, what they need to do then is like put all of them together and form like one bigger school. So like you know, your first semester you're at.
You could be an exchange student.
Yeah.
I think Streamers University is the Ivy, you know, and then Mogwarts is a baby.
No,
Ivy.
Hustler University is the.
Hustlers is your safety school.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kai Cenat might have overpromised there with name dropping Mr. Beast. I haven't heard anything about Mr. Beast being involved.
Mr. Beast is like, I've got stuff to do, man. I work with Amazon now.
He has officially launched Streamer University, and everyone is dying to get in. So the production level, by the way,
Mr. Beast is in the comments
on this promo is crazy.
Mr. Beast is in the comments. Says, "Can I teach them how to YouTube?"
Okay.
Wow.
I mean, I guess that he's down.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class of Streamer University. Here you will find a school where chaos is encouraged and content is king.
HBO Harry Potter could never.
Well, he did do the stream at that one big that one set that they used for the Dark Knight, the underground set. That's a famous one in Hollywood. So
for our first ever semester, sincerely, Headmaster Kai Cenat. Last but not least, Reggie. What the hell? Aren't you supposed to be an owl? He can't do nothing right around here. Chris! I know you didn't bring me a chicken instead of an owl that I need. What does this look like to you?
No, that's an owl.
Chris, that's not no goddamn owl. I need these letters delivered.
Look how it's turning its neck.
Are you blind? Look at the claws, look at the feathers, look at the wings. That's a goddamn chicken.
If that's not an owl, how come I seen it fly earlier?
Oh, it flies.
Yes.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, it flies.
Let's see how much this owl flies.
Actually, a good actor.
Let us see. Fly. Nice fucking owl, Chris. You idiot. Give my goddamn keys. Let's go.
Bro just killed that chicken.
I am. Are you sure about this?
Trust me, I'm sure.
Last time you drove this, you fucked up. I'm just
sit back and relax.
This is insane.
362. Not getting copyrighted for this shit. This is better than that movie we watched last year.
No, I don't have a license. I can't drive.
Oh, the American Society.
I know it. I watched it.
They should have hired what's his name to put in this.
Chat, why do y'all keep saying I don't have a dad? Damn. Oh shit, chat! It's going down outside! It's going down, nigga! Oh, don't even look. No, it's alright.
I can't fly for shit.
No, we got these letters to deliver. We gotta file 468. 468. Chat, what the fuck was that? Lock in, Chris.
Okay.
468.
You lost the house?
468. Bingo, come on. Let's go. Go check it out. Go check it out. You scared? I'll go check that shit out right now. If I don't make it back, I'm probably dead, bitch. What the fuck? Dear Mr. Recchi, I'm excited to extend to you a most heartfelt welcome to the very first class.
Oh my God. Yo, you got accepted, bro.
God damn. Gotta make it right. I'm in? Yes, you're in. I'm going to the university, bitch. Gonna make it out the trenches, nigga. See you soon. Nigga, we ready. Nigga, we ready. I'm sorry. It's bro. I mean, you did.
Okay.
This looks awesome.
Okay. Honestly, better than most stuff being made on streaming these days.
It was better than the trailer than that Marvel crap you showed me earlier.
Like,
this is awesome.
Yeah. Maybe that's like he breaks in and Riri Williams gets accepted to Streamer University.
HBO Max Harry Potter series, you better watch out because Kai Cenat has way better production value
He could
and
play
script.
Snape.
Definitely. If we're already race swapping Snape, why can't it be Kai Cenat?
That was amazing.
So if anyone's wondering, it's not obviously an actual school. Kai Cenat posted a clarification. Streamer University will be an all-inclusive trip paid to where all creators will be living on a college campus for free and just enjoying getting content in general. If you want to be a teacher or student, apply now. You don't have to be a streamer, just a general creator is needed as quick as possible. If you want to be a part of it in other creative ways, DM me as well, but make sure you enroll now. So I went to the page for Streamer University and I found their application. It's just a Google form.
Let's go.
So I don't know if I ended up on a really bad email list by doing this.
Probably.
I really hope not, but here were some of the questions. If you can take any course, what course are you certain to pass with an A+? Clickbait. That's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could pass that easily.
The clickbait course?
Yeah. What
course?
about you?
What course could you pass it?
Probably shorts, YouTube shorts, not reels, not TikToks. Just
I thought
shorts.
the same. You could
Just
actually
shorts.
teach the youngins how to make YouTube shorts.
It's like you need to get really political.
I could probably not pass any with an A+.
It's funny because you actually went to a film school.
Yeah.
Was it like that?
Not like it matters.
It was just like that. Well, I didn't go to film. I went to I did video production, not the same thing as film school. But what could I pass with an A+? Multitasking during the show. If there was a multitasking course.
I think there should also be a course about responding to hate comments. What subject did you struggle the most with at school? All of this is misspelled, by the way. I'm correcting the official application page for Streamer University, which is riddled with grammatical and spelling errors as we speak.
They should have hired you.
Man.
Yeah. Definitely didn't
We're here
struggle
to stream.
in spelling.
This isn't a spelling bee.
Math.
Same for me, actually. That's why I
Math,
ended
I
up
was
doing
bad at
this.
math.
I'm a college dropout. Okay. Are you the leader, the slacker, the overachiever, the last minute like procrastinator, or the ghost doing absolutely nothing?
Last minute procrastinator every single time.
Yeah, but I would procrastinate and then I would overachieve at the last minute. So it usually worked for me.
I did that except for the overachieving part.
Right. Well, I want to maximize my
Ooh.
chances of getting accepted, so I'm going to say overachiever.
There you go.
Who would you want your roommate at Streamer University to be? Which streamer would it be? That's a tough one.
Johnny Somali. I want to ask him questions.
Yeah, I want Josh Block.
I mean, obviously, I would have to pick a girl streamer, right? Because they're
Yeah.
sex-segregated
Right.
dorms, as he said. So, which female streamer would I choose?
Pokimane. No.
No, I think it might have to be Amaranth. She knows how to handle a weapon.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's
No,
good at it.
get Miko Lol and ask her about OK Boomer.
Is she still around?
I don't know if she's still
She's still a
around.
thing?
I don't know if she's
I don't
still a
know.
No, what's his name? Not Vitaly. The other dude who's absolutely insane. I can't remember his name now. He's always crashing
Chris
out.
Chan.
That's what I was saying, Josh Block.
No.
World T-shirts. That's
Yeah.
his name.
There's
He
a-
wears the pirate or the
There's
captain's hat.
there's so many though.
He'd be awesome to room with.
What's next?
Okay. What club would you want to create or join at Streamer University?
Young Republicans.
The Young Republicans Club at Streamer University would go crazy.
That'd be wild.
So debaucherous. And everyone knows Young Republicans are
Yes.
debaucherous.
Oh, yeah.
That's who it was. Fuzi too.
Oh,
that's
Fuzi.
that's
Oh,
who
yeah,
I want to
Fuzi
room
too.
with
You would
Fuzi
get
too.
murdered
Thank
in
you.
your sleep.
Perfect.
Thank you. He's always. I want to just so I could ask him that time where he's like, he says that he met the girl at the airport and that she was being trafficked.
It's funny. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
We covered that. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure most of the IRL streamers are men because they're the only ones who can like cause shit in public and then defend themselves if they needed to.
Yeah.
Like women can't really be IRL streamers because they would just get beaten up. Most of the female streamers I'm imagining right now just stream from their bedrooms,
Yeah.
or at least like a set that looks like a bedroom. What meal would you want to be served in the cafeteria of Streamer University?
I
like that.
Like, what do they eat?
Pierogies, probably.
It would be Mountain Dew.
Pierogies for sure.
No, it would be Mountain Dew and Hot
It would be
Pockets.
no, it would be Prime, of course.
Prime.
Prime Energy would be served
and it'd be
in the
lunchly.
cafeteria.
You'd have a
And
little
a
lunchly.
lunchly.
With the
Yeah.
lunchly, yes.
That's what I want.
They're only allowed to eat lunchlies the entire time. That's the only food available.
Yeah, actually, you know who I want? I want that dude Jelly House who makes all of the brain rot songs. I want him to teach me how to make
Ooh.
brain rot music.
Yeah.
Here's the last question. If Cenat rated your stream and gave you an audience of 100K viewers right now, think about it. If
Right this
Cenat
second.
I can
rated
envision
us
it. I can envision it.
right now, what would you do to keep them watching?
I would play Luke Belmar clips. I would teach people how to lock in with
we
Luke
would start
Belmar.
Study, bro.
brainstorming
Yeah.
and
Now network.
masterminding.
Every Luke Belmar clip is now just flooded with comments that say "Bro studied" or "Bro didn't study."
You know,
Sipping
it's-
whiskey in
yeah.
the war room with
Yeah.
Kristen.
It's all like jokes and stuff, but this is a real thing, and it's, you know, it really says a lot about this next generation. I remember I was one of the supervisors for this like program for kids who were between like 7 and 12 years old, and I one day asked them like, what do you want to do when you grow up? Like what kind of jobs do you think you would be good at? And literally all of them said YouTuber or streamer or something to that effect.
Or somebody's like, I want to be a doctor so I can make a YouTube channel. I'll be a doctor. That Dr. Mike is sick, okay?
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
be I want to be a doctor who's also a YouTuber.
But that was back in
awesome.
2018,
Yeah.
and I imagine that the amount of kids who think of themselves as like future influencers is even bigger now.
It's the amount of narcissism to believe that you're that interesting is absolutely astronomical.
But like Kai Cenat isn't that interesting. He just has charisma, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
he beat everyone to the punch too.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And
Some like right time, right place.
Right.
To it as well.
He came around now.
I mean, there's
But all he does is just like make exaggerated facial expressions at the camera.
There's an
and
element of
scream.
luck to anything like
Yeah,
that.
he was just the first one I remembered with that format.
Yeah.
But he put the
Then you-
production value behind that. He knew enough to spend the money to make that trailer better than most of the trailers.
trailer was sick.
Like, poor Marvel
was
is like,
sick.
damn, why do we have... Like, at first my thought was like, why did Marvel's like, damn, we released our Ironheart trailer on the same day as Superman. They're like, damn, we released our Ironheart trailer on the same day as...
Streamers University.
Remember the streamer in the UK who kept like attacking people and went on Piers Morgan?
Yeah.
Mizzy.
Yeah.
Mizzy should be applying for a teaching position at Streamer University to teach the ethics course.
No, and
the
then...
He
streamer
could be on like
ethics.
the wrestling team, maybe.
And there's got to be like one about like drop-in moments, and it's Matan Evan teaching you how to just drop in on events and talk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
how
down.
to sneak into events.
We need Frankie McDonald for the weather, like for the meteorology program.
Definitely.
There's just so much to be. And let's be real, guys. Like, for the most part, if you're going to go and get a degree in gender studies, you have about as much a chance of being successful at that as you do of converting your Hustlers or Streamer University.
Those are your career
degree.
options in 2025.
I will be curious.
Feminist underwater basket weaving and being a streamer. Those
I'm
are
curious
only
what their
options.
placement rates will be. Like, do you think people will go back for their masters or
Oh, they go get advanced degrees.
or you're like a student assistant, like you work for the university, like helping do like you know, big studies and stuff.
I have a bad feeling about how this is going to turn out. I
have
feel
a
like
great feeling.
this is going to devolve into a bunch of allegations and
Yeah, but
fights.
they're saying
and
everyone's going to be streaming. The content is going to be sick.
The way better version of this is that like Lori Loughlin like bribed someone to get her kids into Streamer University,
Right.
and then she goes to jail for
That'd
it.
be awesome.
And then she has to come back. You know, she like came back in her first role back in Hollywood after she got out of jail as playing a cop.
That's
it's like
awesome.
that's awesome.
I just can't wait because the women's dorm is gonna be nice and calm, and they're gonna be like collaborating. It'd be nice.
Twerking, doing hot tub streams.
And then the men's side, it's gonna be it's gonna look like Gaza.
It's like constant
It's gonna be crazy.
violence.
The women's one will teach you more ingenuity. It's like the men's one's like you can go do whatever you want. The women's like you have to figure out your way
Here's our
around.
ASMR course.
Here's how you have to figure out your way around the rules.
And then the men's side's like,
somebody's
how do we
like-
kill this guy?
Somebody's gonna be like shouldn't we be worried that some of the people watching these streams are under 18? The women like, no, it's
not an
fine.
issue.
Never
Don't
crossed
worry about
my
it.
mind.
It's a
Never crossed my
secondary
mind.
issue.
Yeah, I don't see this ending well. Call me cynical, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes.
I think it's gonna be
I think
it's
it'd
gonna
be
lead to
awesome.
great content.
Can you send me the link
For
to the
sure.
application?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be looking for scholarship.
Yeah.
All right.
Greg Duvier said, then we don't want 10 crisis parties because Brett needs these punches until we get his sick cat Mocha on for Cute of the Day.
Nope.
She's never going to make it? I
No.
thought she had at least been Cute of the Day once.
She was when Willie Mack was here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember
I had
that.
never met Mocha in person up at that point.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it was
So you didn't really get an idea of how awful she is.
I love Mocha.
I'm just
Mocha is adorable.
Aaron Swain said, so they had all this time to correct course and are still releasing something this cringe. Yep, that's MCU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point, it's already been filmed and done. Now it's on the books. Now they just want to get
They
it
could
off the
have
books.
Zaslaved it.
Just take the tax right off.
Yeah. Clothes Swiss said delusional. Greg Duvier said, look at what happened to Henry Cavill for loving his characters like The Witcher. Hollywood doesn't want the actors to know anything about the IP.
Yeah, they actually actively tell the people writing stuff to not read the source material, and they do the same thing with the
The
actors.
people writing it or the actors?
Writing it too. A lot of times
Wow.
they'll be like, "Don't do it. Here's what you can know about the character. Don't look into it
What
further."
if they'll start doing that about documentaries? It's like a war hero, just fill in the blanks.
Just make it up.
Let's do one more.
Pop Culture Junkie said, single as a Pringle, I spit out my tea. Why did that ever become a phrase?
I've never heard that in my entire life until that
I
moment.
had.
I never heard single.
But it's weird
Never
because like
single as a Pringle?
I've
Pringles
never.
just aren't sold that way. Actually, there
What is
should
the
be
etymology of
there should be a
single?
Valentine's Day Pringle where you buy
Wait.
it and there's only one in there.
Isn't there like it's like which one is which chip has the slogan? I bet you can't eat just one. Was that
don't
Pringles?
You're the chip expert here.
I mean, I wouldn't call
You went
myself
to
a chip. I'm a
Utz.
I did
factory.
go to the Utz factory.
The Utz factory.
I don't know which one, guys. Again, is it Utz or Utz?
It's not Utz. Everyone knows it's not Utz.
Whatever.
Weary Traveler said, "Men want to get married. Who could have imagined?"
Shocking.
Some of them do. Some of them don't.
So Pringles was the was it Lay's? They're saying Lay's was
Lay's.
the bet you can't eat just one.
Weary
Okay.
Traveler said, "Brett, I have a laptop job and it pays fairly well, but it's beyond soul draining. I'm no longer human, but a soulless, laboring drone."
Maybe it's just
Maybe you don't want that.
Maybe it's just growing up poor or like having no money, but my soul is 100% for sale if it means I can buy a house and live comfortably.
I mean, I had a laptop job and I just played like 2K all day.
So it's only a laptop job if you don't do any work. Like
Yeah.
if you have a laptop and you use it for your job, that doesn't mean you have a laptop job.
I would just go places. Like I would just go sleep
A
on
guy
a beach.
who pretends to be productive at the coffee shop.
No, you ever see the
Yeah.
video of the guy who wears the green screen and then goes out into public?
That's literally what I did. I just had a tent and I went to Maine for like a week and I just did my job off of my hotspot. It was awesome.
All right, let's hold off
Okay.
on the rest and we'll come back after. Let's move on.
I will start off by saying the fact that we are doing this segment is my fault. If you are completely consumed by the cringe, blame me. I'm completely fine with that. It's just that sometimes my algorithm turns into something I didn't expect, and I was facing a barrage of slam poetry videos all of a sudden in my Instagram Reels. And I feel the need to share the joy, because I enjoy cringing, with all of you, because I do care about sharing. Sharing is caring. So the focus of most of this is going to be one particular slam poet named Sam Brown.
Okay.
And his most famous work talking about masculinity.
He looks like every young British actor in
Yeah.
the world now. He does.
This is truly incredible. Get ready, like you will cry. This is
Like when how
emotional.
I look in the mirror, I spit on my face. Because I ain't a real man, that's what David Goggins says. Because I got out of bed at 8 today and didn't put creatine in my fucking cornflakes. And I'm only 14, but Peterson showed me the way. Masculinity's confusing and I've been taking the lion's mane. But I don't feel like a lion, Mr. Tate. Like when how I look...
It's so awesome.
The delivery where he's just like, his voice is kind of shaking.
I went to the Streamers University,
he
but I don't
doesn't-
feel like a streamer. Kai.
I feel like
he doesn't feel like a lion.
I feel like
Poor guy.
Wow.
There's more to it.
Okay, here-
There's a part 2 here. Yeah.
I feel like Shia LaBeouf would excel at this.
Oh, yeah.
She would crush.
Definitely.
How do I speak to women without them
Real.
walking away? Because I keep telling them that the CEO mindset ain't just an Instagram page. It's about being a lone wolf. But sometimes I want to care for others.
Well, don't
There's
do
a lot going on there.
like
Awesome.
I guess you don't do what like Louis C.K. did. Don't trap him in a room.
Yeah.
Like
It's all
Right.
Don't do
As
it.
long as you don't block the door and jerk off in front of
Wait,
them, I
who
think
who
you're
were
fine.
we talking about recently? Was like oh no, never mind. Sorry, disregard. That's somebody different. But yeah, don't like block them and lock them in a room somewhere. They have to be there voluntarily, no matter what the slam
By the
poet
way,
says.
David Goggins is just like a mainstream motivational
He just
speaker.
like works out.
When did he ever tell? He's like telling this kid that he's not a real man
'Cause he's telling
he
this kid
didn't
to-
put creatine in his fucking cornflakes.
Telling this kid to stay hard. That's what he's telling this kid to do.
There's more from Sam Brown. Though.
I love that
We're
you.
not done.
I love that you crossed platforms.
Oh yeah.
To find more.
I've seen it all.
Okay, here we go.
Look, Goggins, I did it, but you said it would set me free. There's blood on my hands, I just feel violent. You said it would make me a man, there's blood on my hands. Is this what a man is? I am no longer religious, but I still seek forgiveness. I pay my God a painful penance, and my God sells me supplements. Look, God.
This guy
This is so sick.
This guy.
He watched Alex Jones. Promote Alpha Male Brain one time and wrote this poem.
He has the physiognomy to star opposite Rachel Zegler in any modern streaming show.
Oh yeah, he could be in the next Kissing Booth.
He could.
He could be.
I love the visible look of disgust by the women in the band.
Yeah, because, you know, if you think about it, it's the women in the room that he's trying to impress with this, right? Like, I'm so in tune with my emotions and, like, the nuances of masculinity. It's all so confusing. Yeah, but they're not into it. They find it kind of icky.
I like the implication that he did try all of these like different supplements, and he's like, "It's not working."
He tried the lion's mane, and he tried Alpha Male Brain.
The thing is, he signed up
from
for Hustler
Infowars.
University and got turned down and turned to slam poetry.
And he did David Goggins. He has blood on his hands. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he got
dude?
expelled from Mogwarts, and he's on his revenge
He's lashing
path.
out. He's lashing out.
Okay.
Is this gay? Let's decide.
That last night I had a dream that Joe Rogan stroked his cock whilst whispering sweet nothings in my ear.
That can't be real. That has to be AI. That's AI. That's not real.
That last night I had a dream that Joe Rogan stroked his cock whilst whispering sweet nothings in my ear.
Oh, dude, same. This is so relatable.
But is it gay though?
No, it's relatable.
Wait, Brett, are you logged in on Instagram? Because if you are, you can actually just bring that gay flag all the way to the right.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, it's not gay.
No, it's relatable.
Okay, it's like that's the straightest thing I've ever heard.
It's so true. It is.
I think that I think he has a crush on Joe Rogan, Jordan Peterson,
David Goggins,
and he wants to get Eiffel Towered by Jordan Peterson and David Goggins. Yeah.
It's like, well, you didn't buy the right product.
How did David Goggins get wrapped up in all this mess? I never thought that he was part of the manosphere.
Why are you dreaming about me?
This guy is like the biggest enemy of the manosphere. And then the next one is another take that he did on the original monologue about his cornflakes. With black and white filter.
Ooh. Spit on my face, because I ain't a real man. That's what David Goggins
He's wearing Carhartt. What do you mean? Of course he's a real man.
says, because I got out of bed at 8 today and didn't put creatine in my fucking cornflakes. And I'm only 14, but Peterson, show me the way. Masculinity's so confusing. And I'm taking the lion's mane, but I don't feel like a lion, Mr. Tate.
Okay, can somebody... I don't know what that is.
The lion's mane?
I have no idea what
Isn't
that
it
is.
a mushroom?
I think it's a mushroom, yeah.
They put it in like teas and stuff.
Apparently, I'm not a real man either.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not taking it.
If
You're
Ian
watching this like, what's the
Crossland were
problem?
here with us, Ian would have a lot of opinions about the lion's mane, I'm sure. But
he's wearing
it's just
Carhartt.
like-
I don't know what do you mean. He's
That
of
means
course
he's a working man. He's
Which
a working
one of these
man.
performances of the monologue do we think is more impactful? Like he's
Joe Rogan
experimenting
one. The
with
Joe Rogan
like the
one.
of this specific line. Like he's placing the inhales in different areas of the monologue. Like which one is more emotional for us? The black and white or
I mean,
the
to
original?
me, it's the hand motions that make it emotional, not the
Right,
not the
so if he's like
And the shaking is
he's
awesome.
holding it and reading off the page, it's like not as emotive as when he's like clenching his fists and shaking on stage, you know.
Does he have opinions on J.K. Rowling? I bet you he has opinions.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Okay,
I
we
wonder
got
what she would
more.
think of this. Yes.
Oh my
yes, there's
God.
more. Oh, there's always more.
I'm gonna put in for hazard pay.
Put creatine in my fucking cornflakes.
This with a beat.
14, but Peterson showed me the way. Masculinity's confusing, and I've been taking the lion's mane, but I don't feel like a lion, Mr. Tate. I didn't put creatine.
He has performed this like hundreds of times.
It's a hit.
Yeah.
He's got lightning in a bottle. This is so awesome.
Write some new
Your
material, Sam.
timeline is a hellscape, Mary.
I love this. This is my
This is
favorite.
great.
So now we're not going to rag on Sam Brown anymore. We have a different slam poet in this example. Her name is Georgia, performing her poem, A Fragment of Fiction.
Oh.
Let's see it.
Is it demure? Is it mindful? Was it casual? Is it brat? I just ate a mukbang. I'm literally so fat. Don't you just hate that one ginger girl? Do you have an iPhone face? Do you have leggings legs? I'm not deer pretty. I'm not fox pretty. Will my face card decline? I can't keep up with the trends. I'm losing my mind. I want to look like white tube top girl. I want to look like Alex Earl. Because Demetra is so pretty, and Leah Holton has it all. Her bod is so T. Her waist is so small. And I'm jealous of her because she always looks clean. She's so much prettier than me, and she's only 14. So I'll spend my time critiquing as I scroll on my phone. The mindless hours add up, and I've never felt more alone. Are they hanging out without me? Are they having more fun? Well, I'm hanging out too, but I don't want to be at this one. So the bright lightning spark, the soul within my mind, will diminish and fade, no longer one of a kind. Instead, I'm a mosaic of everything I see, blending into my surroundings, not wanting to show me. Because what if others don't like the me that I've become? What if I don't fit in? So to each trend, I'll succumb. Stanley's out, a wall is in. Why didn't I know? Where have I been? Is it
There's just
frankly,
camera shutters like nonstop.
I find the really neurotic male like introspection funnier than the really neurotic female introspection. It's probably because I'm a guy.
Yeah, the men just do it.
So you're a fan of Sam Brown?
I mean, I find him easier.
He just
to
gained
laugh.
a new
Also,
fan?
he had a venue. She's in a park, so that tells you all you need
She
to
has
know.
better lighting though.
Yeah,
True,
She has better.
She's like at a
lighting.
barbecue. She's like, "Can I just get 5 minutes, guys?"
Yeah, I don't know who she was talking about, but they definitely are having more fun than you while you write your slam poetry. I thought that this was a genre that died out after the 2010s. Like, I do remember slam poetry being trendy.
Well, it's because these people are like they feel
for a
cheated
while.
that they didn't get to have a live journal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be more befitting of your like away message or something like that, your live journal account, but those don't exist anymore, so
That was
yeah.
Sorry, but the guys was funnier.
Can you just play the Joe Rogan one like one
Yeah,
more
just one
time
more
just
time.
for
I think I
They 100% are swapping out head for the other word.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It still, conveys the message.
Is it gay that last night I had a dream that Joe Rogan stroked his cock whilst whispering sweet nothings in my ear?
Why is there like a dubstep beat kicking in the background?
Because I'm telling you, like, this specific guy has been targeted by a community on Instagram who are relentlessly making fun of him, and I agree with them. He deserves it. I don't know why he feels like Jordan Peterson, like, personally victimized you. Like, raise your hand if if you feel personally victimized by Jordan Peterson. What did he ever do? He just told you to clean your room. He didn't tell you to put
do slam poetry.
creatine in your fucking
Put
cornflakes.
creatine in your cornflakes and have Joe Rogan's whisper sweet nothings. Man. It's like, well, did Joe Rogan whisper to you? It's like, no.
I want to know if he has like current thoughts on Jordan Peterson. And you find out this guy subscribes to the
Right.
Daily Wire. And he's like really he's like, I really want to know what Jordan Peterson thinks about Gaza.
I think he has a love-hate relationship with all of them.
Bro.
Like, he's super into
I think he's just
manosphere
upset
content.
the products didn't work out. He probably loves them. He's just like, this line made a ripoff.
He looked like an alpha to me.
Yeah, that's the textbook masculinity.
I
Those
hope,
sweaters.
he can resolve whatever masculinity issues that he is grappling with at the moment. Just not through the healing power of slam poetry. Because no girls like that. You're giving them the ick. You're scaring the hoes.
Oh,
Back in the day, like
he'd crush at Book Talk.
He would. Yeah, if there were a Book Talk event.
like back in the day, like a fascist dictatorship would throw this dude in the gulag and shoot him full of TRT to see what happens.
Yeah.
He would clean up at an actual slam poetry reading from the 90s, like before the internet existed. It just sucks that people used to write poetry about their lives and like their actual experiences, and now they just write about the internet, which is boring. So that's why it's so stupid and cringy. Not that slam poetry was like cool in the first place.
Yeah, doesn't anybody have like real world like problems with themselves? Like, why does it all have to be internet created? Like,
I want to be
what if this dude
demure
had-
and mindful.
Like, what if this dude had come out of nowhere and been like his whole thing is about like how everyone doesn't like his first car because it's really dorky. Like he drives like a little compact and everybody makes fun of him.
I bought a Toyota, but I don't feel Japanese yet.
It's not relatable to Gen Z is the problem.
Well, no, he's like, I wanted to get my license at 16 and everybody else made fun of me. Like,
whoa, you're already rhyming.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be a slam
There you
poet.
go.
I think you could.
I would love to see that.
That'd be awesome.
No.
Any final thoughts?
I love him. I think you should keep going. I think this is excellent. I really gained a lot from it too. Like,
I guess
I see myself in him, honestly.
If not for just my own sick enjoyment of this content, I think, yeah, I agree. He should keep going and see where this takes him. I think it could blossom into a long, illustrious career.
He could revive the art form.
Yeah.
He should make content about how they need to rename it away from slam poetry because it's too masculine.
Yeah.
And
Slam,
violent.
right?
Yeah.
It should be
What is
like
this, WWE? What are we doing?
Gently tap poetry.
Like, he's like, look, this is indicative of past patriarchal heteronormative ideas like violence and might is right, and we need to fix that right now.
Because if you'd never heard of the art form in your entire
David
life,
Goggins likes to slam.
I was like, if you've never heard of the art form, slam poetry sounds awesome.
It's like, what's the meme? It's like, if you don't know what it is, waterboarding on Guantanamo Bay sounds sick.
Yeah, like that'd be like you get Batista bombed through a table while you're reading Shakespeare.
Yes!
Like that'd be sick.
I mean, Batista's kind of like thinned out and come kind of girly now. So
maybe we'll see him
I bet
next.
you he would slam. Probably.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he would just squash all of us. All right, let's do some.
We'll finish up these
Feel
super
feel free to slam poet in the super chats.
Yeah, give us some rhymes. We'll see what you got. Shane H. Wilder said, if you think you are a 9 or a 10 and have a personality of 1, that makes you a 1.5. It's a picture of Dorian Gray scenario. I mean, you can be hot and have a bad personality and get away with it. That's just a fact of life.
I mean, that may work in the real world, but online where nobody can actually have you, then you're just going to get made fun of.
Right, yeah. Arsenal Man said, do these women not understand averages? If you're all 9s, none of you are 9s, and what the hell is EQ? Some weird lib chick thing? Yeah, empathy quotient. You can actually take a test to find out your empathy quotient online. It'll tell you if you have autism
It's actually
or not.
part of the Streamers University application. Yeah.
You have to have an empathy quotient of 0 to get it. No Control said, people pay good money to have their names read on stream. Well, I guess you just did.
Yeah,
$5 is good
sucker.
money. Yeah, Shane H. Wilder said, it's raining out there, must be nice. It's 107 out here. The fatties are cooking like bacon.
Gosh, what is he living on
Damn.
Tatooine?
Were they all out at that book talk event?
Yeah.
In Texas, I guess.
Ugh.
That's crazy. Weary Traveler said, not everything is about matcha, Mary.
I
Okay,
mean,
I feel attacked.
We do
I
have.
just express my innocent love for matcha and get reamed for it. It's kind of
Matcha, like
unfair.
the matcha tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, the matcha tea's nice.
We do have
Matcha
2
latte.
Rumble rants. One from Kingolis says, Brett F-bomb count at 4.
Whoa.
YouTube wouldn't let me send that. Sorry about that.
What F-bomb?
Saying I've said the F word 4
Oh,
times.
I have.
Yeah.
More than 4 times this stream.
And another one says, these poetry clips
From
should
Bruno
be...
Malia.
Yeah, should be the new People's Joker. No, we don't do the People's Joker anymore. We don't subject people to that. Plus, I think the clip disappeared.
You know, I think that the People's Joker clip was just suitably long enough that we could torture people with it.
Yeah.
And it was fun while it lasted, but we need a new version of it. I don't think Sam Brown does the job. Arsenal Man said, I haven't eaten... Wait, should I even say that on YouTube, I guess?
I can't see
That
it.
might be against TOS, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to say that. Goofer Trooper said, Mary, what steps do you recommend for someone who wants to convert to Catholicism? Google won't give me a good answer and thought the Ghost Empress could help. Sorry for being off topic, but let's go. Yeah, no worries about being off topic. You should probably just Google your nearest Catholic parish and ask them how to join OCIA. That is the class that they have people take for initiation into the Catholic faith. It used to be called RCIA. It's now called OCIA. That's a recent change. But I don't think that Google will be very helpful. It's not really like Islam where you just say the phrase and you're Muslim now.
Yeah.
It's a longer process where they kind of catechize you and teach you about the faith in a more extensive process. Gordon Shumway said, so yet is the news so far, as in the Simpsons meme of Bart saying this is the worst day and Homer replying, the worst day so far.
Yep.
Yeah, it could only get worse from here.
Mm.
Brian Bledsoe said, I believe in the power of yeet.
Ooh, like the rapper?
What about the power
I
of
believe in
yay?
Is it okay? The rapper Yeet is like popular with Gen Z, right?
Yeah, he's awesome.
But it's like among Gen Z, it's cringy to say yeet when you throw something.
Well, his whole music's ironic.
Really?
Yeah, he's kind of like.
I enjoy it.
I love it, but it's definitely like there's a hint of irony to it.
What about Netspend and like Ian and all those other guys?
Netspend is like you need to be on a watch list if you're listening.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, it's like crazy. Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I know the music's fine, but the people that listen to it are like just streamers, university alumni.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeet. That's great.
But they're not. If you're Gen Z, you're not supposed to say yeet when you like throw something because that's a millennial.
That's
thing. That was from Vine, wasn't it?
That was from Vine.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Weary Traveler said that's exactly the kind of ball fantasy smut authors deserved. True. Yeah, they had the night they deserved. Urashima Otaru said, yeah, it will have 2 ball pits.
Oh.
How exciting.
Like right next to each other.
DashCon 2, and it's just an empty room with 2 ball pits. Weary Traveler said Bikini Beans Guy will forever live in our memory.
So true.
I'll remember it. I don't know if I'll remember it fondly, but yeah. It's definitely not easy to forget.
The protests I'll never forget.
His family showed up like literally the next day saying that the Bikini Beans baristas like killed him. Like,
and all the pros and signs like, I can't goon. I can't goon.
Look, I get, family loyalty or whatever, but if I had a family member who did what he did, I wouldn't show up and blame them.
Yeah, I'd change my name. Like what?
Shane H. Wilder said, Mary, come on, of course there will be Lobois. I should have trusted you, in your artistic process. Brian Bledsoe said, Butters, I felt the same about scarves until I bought one while freezing in line for the Trump rally the day before inauguration. Now I cherish it.
Ah, see, yeah, some Patriot scarves. I'm good with that. I have scarves, but they're
David Goggins will sell it to you so you can make slam poetry about it.
Is it gay to wear a scarf?
I have scarves, but they're ornamental. I hang them on the wall. They're like soccer scarves. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but
it was unbearably freezing during the inauguration.
I was there. It was brutal.
So I saw the picture from the Rolling Stone cover the other day for the TikTok party. It was the Cruel Kids table.
Oh, yeah, the wide shot.
Yeah. And I said, every time I see this image, it makes me feel like I wasn't invited to this party I actually went to. Because I don't remember it feeling that glamorous.
I was going to say, there's no way, right?
No offense to CJ Pearson, who organized it or anything. I just didn't feel like I was in that image.
Be the conservatives that the New Yorker magazine wants you to be.
But the worst part, really, of the night was not the party itself. The part that was like truly unbearable was walking to the venue because they shut down all of the roads out of nowhere and had like checkpoints with the National Guard where you had to show an email that was like, I have an invitation to go to this address, so they would let you. Then my Uber couldn't take me any further. I had to walk the last mile through the freezing cold in the middle of the night. And I was like, is it really worth the TikTok party? And I soldiered through.
It was great, like the inauguration. I was with a group of people that claim they're from North Korea.
Really?
Yeah, so I was just chopping it up with them.
Were they?
I don't know. I didn't get proof, but they claim they were.
I want to be friends with them.
It was awesome. We were talking about like football.
So they're like defectors.
They're defectors, and they got really into football when they got here.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, I guess they don't really have enough food there for like football player nutrition requirements.
It's like if DashCon was a country. Basically.
Omega Red Fan said, dang, I should have taken my GSP grammar, spelling, punctuation exam back in college. I kept putting it off. I didn't know that was a thing.
It's like, Mary's the one who does all the punctuation for us. I'm awful at punctuation.
You're just asking me today about like, so the question mark, does it go there?
I was like, does the question mark go inside the quote or not outside the quote?
Where would you be without me, Brett?
I was like, imagine I just wrote an article the other day. I was like,
well, you got it done. They didn't correct you on anything.
To be fair, Olivia proofread it and fixed one thing. I don't even remember what the thing she fixed was, but one thing.
Rapscallion said, Bugles, other snacks are pointless.
Oh, I'm a Bugle head.
I don't think I've had bugles before.
The joke's great too.
What?
You never had bugles? That's the point, like, because they're pointy.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
you never had the experience putting the bugles on your fingers and pretending you're a
Oh,
witch.
I've seen. Okay, I
you
just
pretend
didn't
you're a
know.
witch.
I didn't know that's what the.
Oh yeah, dude, bugles
were.
are awesome.
Kevin Carl Knox said, "If I had to guess, I'd bet Mary has a master's in clickbait, while Brett has a master's in bait." Ha ha ha. Shane H. Wilder said, "This is why I'm making a sequel to PCC the movie. Brett must do battle against the queen of cringe, maniacal Mary Morgan. Much love, y'all, but damn. I can't help it. I don't know why I enjoy cringe content so much.
That's why it's called the For You page.
It really is for me.
Yeah.
It tends to have all I need." AI Shih Tzu said, "I like my Utz case. Let's go party." I don't know what that means. You okay over there, Brett?
I'm taking the EQ test.
You are?
Yes. I'm all like I was kind of doing it as a joke to start, but I'm down to like 3 questions left, so I have to.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, tell us the questions.
Actually, I don't even know if I'm answering them correctly. For all I know, I'm answering all of these in exactly the wrong order. There's 50 of them.
But you're only like a few left?
Yeah.
Tell us what they are.
I don't consciously work out the rules of social situations.
Okay, what do you think?
I don't even know what that means. I don't consciously work out the rules. I
Okay,
do.
then I
Yes,
guess
I
no.
do. I do. Well, there's 4 options. There's agree, there's strongly agree, strongly disagree, and strongly disagree.
So you do that or you don't?
I think I can consciously work out the rules.
But it's not if you can. It's asking if you do that.
When
When you're in social situations, do you think about what's appropriate all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Like.
Okay. What next?
I'm good at predicting what someone else will do. Hell no.
Okay.
I tend to get emotionally involved with a friend's problems.
Don't really give a fuck about my friend's problems.
I care. I care.
so
I agree, but I don't strongly agree.
Slightly agree?
Yeah. I can usually appreciate other person's viewpoint even if I don't agree with it. Yes, I do believe that. I'm scoring my answers
I would
here.
strongly disagree with that.
What?
Okay,
I can
what do
usually,
you got?
I can wait. It says I said I can usually appreciate it even if I don't agree with it.
Oh, I thought you got your results already.
No. It's. I think I missed a couple here. There's like 50 questions here. I might have to.
Come on, we want to know. We want to know your EQ.
Oh, I missed one. Okay. I find it difficult to explain to others things that I understand easily when they don't understand it the first time. Yes.
Okay, is that all of them?
Yep. 30 out of 80.
30 out of 80?
Scores of 30 or less indicate a lack of empathy common in other
Dang.
people with autism or Asperger's syndrome.
Dude,
So
that
you're
checks out.
literally
That checks
just
out.
on the precipice of having
That's
autism
me.
by one question?
Yes.
Wow.
I could have been multitasking and maybe answered some of
Yeah.
these wrong, or maybe I'm just really. Maybe I don't have autism. Maybe I'm just really dumb and
Maybe your
misunderstood the
reading
questions.
comprehension wasn't really compatible.
If you were just a little less empathetic, you'd be really into like
You're
train
putting yourself on
sets and-
blast right now.
I think of myself as very empathetic.
You just missed the mark, man.
Are you an empath?
I'm not an empath, but I do think
He's
of
the
myself
opposite.
as
He's a
empathetic.
path.
The thing is, I chose like nothing on the broad ends of the spectrum. It was either like I kind of agree with that, or I kind of disagree with
You're
that.
like painfully attached to nuance.
Yeah.
Like you're sad when people die. You're like a little bit, yeah.
Like, I guess. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. I am not autistic, and I'm definitely not, and I definitely don't have Asperger's because everybody wants to have it now.
It's trendy.
Everybody thinks it's cool to have Asperger's.
It told
I don't
you
have
if you
it.
have under 30 that you're autistic.
It says scores
so-
of 30 or less, and I scored 30.
Ooh, okay, never mind. Well, you know what? The internet is right. That's just the truth.
See, I would I would be bothered whether that upset Tate or not, but apparently I don't have any empathy. So,
Right.
Weary Traveler said Brett's slam poetry would be all about mocha and pierogies, and how
No.
much anguish both cause him.
Pamoka, Mirogis, yeah.
Greg Duvier said, "Take Mary's Insta away. We don't need this torture." Oh, because of the slam poetry. No, yeah, I used to not really be a person that looked at the Reels tab ever. Because I just felt like I was above that. And I was for a while, but I got sucked into the vortex Weary Traveler said, Tate, is that a Springboks shirt? I'm not a rugby fan, but I am a
Drickus
Duplessis
Yes,
fan?
it is. I'm wearing it to welcome our new South African arrivals.
Oh,
There
really?
you go.
Yeah, well, I spent some time in South Africa, so I welcome them. Refugees welcome.
You
Official
did?
today.
I wonder how Serge feels about these recent updates.
Well, he's finally allowed to be here.
Yeah.
Because he's a dreamer.
He was
so.
just granted legal status.
I do also
Still
want to
there.
point
He's
out
got-
that another reason why I personally don't believe this is it says, concerned about your score, chat with a licensed therapist. They're just trying to sell me into the medical industrial complex.
I bought your autism insurance therapy, and I'm still autistic.
If you were like concerned with your score, that means that you do have empathy.
Oh, that's
Anyone
true.
who doesn't have empathy wouldn't care.
Canceled out.
Yeah.
True.
But I don't care, so I guess
No control.
It's like, do you have autism or not?
Said, one day I'll learn my super chats make no sense by the time they're read. You just need more context if you want us to understand later on in the show.
Yeah, maybe attach a Wikipedia article or something.
Yeah. Shane H. Wilder said, Brett, I'll get you a Grammarly subscription as a wedding gift.
Oh, dude, you got to take that to the bank. Grammarly changed my life.
So it just auto-corrects your grammar for you?
Sure.
And it also like tells you what the tone of your message is. So it'll be
I
like,
hate
hey, you need to
that.
cool it down a little bit.
Yeah, I was emailing a journalist once and I said all journalists are liars, and it said you might want to phrase it saying some journalists are dishonest. I was like, no, I don't want to rephrase it all.
How I think constantly about how to reframe what I'm saying to be less like over the top.
I never.
Well, that's what I like about
that.
the office jobs, because you figure out how to like frame nice topics.
I hope this
snarky.
email finds you well. How the email actually
like,
finds me.
Hey, TPS report needs to be here tomorrow. Best Tate. It's awesome.
Gordon Shumway said Americans say uts, Canadians say oots. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because they say a boot.
Right.
So you are kind of an honorary Canadian, being
Yeah.
from Minnesota.
Being
That's
from
probably why you
Minnesota.
say oots.
Yeah.
Shane
I mean,
H.
I
Wilder.
didn't say oots. I said I don't know how to pronounce this.
No one.
That's obvious.
It never like crossed my mind in my life that you could say it oots until you said it that way.
They're
So,
now calling me autistic in the chat, and I'm
They're
offended.
calling you autistic
all
and
right.
Canadian.
Lay off, Brett. But he did bring it on himself by telling you.
Autistic Canadian, pick a struggle, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, seriously. Shane H. Wilder said, Brett's not tarded, only tarded adjacent. He can still rism with the tism.
Is this true?
See, I disagree with most of this because most of the time I'm like when I'm disagreeing with conservatives, it's usually because I feel like they're coldly focused on numbers and logic and ignoring the human element of politics most of the time. Even if I agree with them, the
Do you
point
think
is
I do that?
me
As
and
a
you don't-
conservative?
No, me and you don't usually talk politics. Like me, usually when we're having these discussions, it's something more generalized, and it's like, look, you may be 100% right. Like one of the things I say all the time recently is like, look, you may be right about everything, but if you think that the answer to Gen Z and beyond is going to be like free markets, it's not. The answer for them is going to be some type of weird neo-communism because they're going to want the government to solve all their problems, and that's focusing on pragmatically saying that you could be right about everything, but that's not how it's going to play out. But I still think of that as trying to take into account what I think the emotional stance from somebody who disagrees with me might believe. But I'm also not cold or callous enough to oftentimes take that. That's why I would never want to be like yesterday when we were having the discussion about the when you were talking about the Down syndrome stuff. I'm like, I have no opinion on this because I'm not gonna say anything about when you were talking about
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right? Like
So what-
like I was like I have no thought on this. I'm glad that I'm not in a position to need to have a thought on this because I can't. I don't care.
Well, do you, now that you're autistic, do you feel like a rivalry with Down
You're
syndrome?
part of the
Like there's like
community,
gangs?
you know?
Yeah, that's
I always
true.
wondered if there's
Never
like,
mind, my
tension.
opinion matters now.
Look, I don't regret anything I said yesterday. I still believe that Down syndrome and sexual desirability are incompatible fundamentally. I will stand by that forever.
Okay. In the chat, Mr. Boca says Brett doesn't talk politics because he's wrong. Actually, you're wrong.
No, Brett talks politics a lot, actually.
And I'm right. 100% of the time.
I wouldn't say he's right 100% of the
No,
time, but
it's 100.
he does
Probably
actually. You're like genuinely more interested in politics than I am, for sure.
Well, Yeah, I used to be.
You have more genuine interest in it, and you follow it more closely.
It's like, oh, I'm wrong. Did you see my EQ score? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm right.
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the discussion people always have as to why CEOs often profile as sociopaths, right? Because you have to, like, maybe that's what it is. It's like, I pragmatically get when people get mad when corporations don't act like human beings. In my mind, I'm like, why would you expect some type of business to act emotionally? Like, but I would never want to be that person in charge of it. I pragmatically understand that a CEO will oftentimes have to make horrible decisions for the betterment of the rest of the company. Even if we understand that a lot of time it's also enriching himself, it's to keep the company healthy in other vectors. I can understand that to be true, while knowing I would never want to be the one in the position to have to be that person. And the same is true of governing. Right? Like, you have to make decisions that in a lot of ways will be harmful to some. Well, like when we're talking right now about immigration, for the good of the country, they have to talk about deporting a lot of people. And when you talk on a grand scale of ideas, it's easy to talk about them as a group, and it's a lot harder when you talk about them as individuals. And I'm just glad that that would never be my job to figure out, because I would never be able to be the one to implement those policies. But people elect others to be able to make the decisions that they don't. It's also the crux of like every bad guy in every superhero movie in history is like, I'm going to make this choice because everybody else is too cowardly not to, or to make that decision.
So
I wouldn't
true.
want to be that person.
So true.
Brett Summer.
Yeah.
I love that.
Is that everything?
Brett Summer for life. We have one last super chat from Shane H. Wilder. Or I could just get Brett a copy of The Elements of Style by Strunk and White. At least he'll learn grammar that way. He might be a lost cause on that front.
It's not fine. That bad. It's like
I'm just kidding.
Sometimes, okay, it's pretty bad.
I have an idea though. We should get a brand sponsorship with BetterHelp. We should start promoting BetterHelp so people can contact a therapist while they're bed rotting.
Yeah. In
their pajamas, surrounded by fast food wrappers.
That's a good idea.
Sounds like an awesome Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys, before we go, would you hit the like button on this video, please? Subscribe to the channel if you are new here and you have not subscribed here already. Remember, that's on both Rumble and on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe over there. Thank you guys so much for that. And Tate, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. My name's Tate. You can follow me on X at Real Tate Brown. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
You can send me validation on Instagram at Mary Archived, or you can send me hate on X. That is also Mary Archived.
All right. If you want to follow me, I am on Instagram and on Twix at Brett Dastovic on both of those platforms. We are here 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is noon Pacific. Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, and Spotify if you would like to listen rather than watch the show. And if you want to rate and review, you can also rate and review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. It's also a great way to help the show. And if you want to follow on social media, Twix at popculture_show, Facebook at Pop Culture Crisis, Instagram at Pop Culture Crisis Pod. Guys, we will be back with another episode tomorrow. We'll see y'all then.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.